Oh, great. Your light's not on. You're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Just like that, we're live. What's up, everybody? We're back after a long 4 weeks, and we hope you come back to join us here pretty soon. For now, we'll play some Switchblade Union to give you guys some time to get in here. Turn it up.
Oh, Jesus. It's been a while.
We're a little rusty.
Switchblade suicide, about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenaded in the moonlight. I'ma do the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arises. Street light shining, you know my time's arriving. I wanna start cause we been that vibing. Midnight driving, cruising by flying. Living so fast, never think about dying. Post up in the dark, can we hang out with the Batman? Scars on my knuckles cause we fucking with the wolf gang. Switchblade shining, night bright winding. Stars in my eyes when the moonlight shines in. Murder rap all first track, killing shit cause I've been begging suicide. On the second, I don't care, just accept it. Life swipe, make it doom. Switchblade coming soon, chills like it's fine. When we holler to the fucking moon, still shine bright, fast, bright, make it eyes one, short now, slice with the right sword. Blood on my fist, like dance on my wrist, moonshine on the blade, just cruising through the mist, moving through the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenaded in the moonlight. I'ma do the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to our one guest here. Back again through a fucking month-long hiatus. We've been doing real life shit.
It's been fun
in human land. But you know, it's back to work. It's Thursday at 7. Everyone knows what the fuck you do at Thursday at 7.
Crowded room.
We do this crowded, which should be the goddamn heated room on fucking August,
fucking
honestly.
Crowded sauna podcast.
This thing's probably close to 25 degrees or something.
Oh, it's 30 up here.
I don't know how you're dressed like the fucking fuckboy magician at the goddamn bachelorette party or something here, but
yeah.
What's going on?
I was dressing up as a drug dealer from Shamblahblah.
Oh yeah. You blended in pretty good.
You come to me if you need anything.
Right. And yeah. so that's pretty typical around there. What
actually
stood out?
To be fair, this shirt did stick out. Like no one had this. These shorts, like everybody had those shorts. They wear that shit.
Here's the question: was there any other race than greasy white dude that's high as shit?
Yeah, there's
when you're at the Shamblahblah.
There's greasy brown guys.
Oh, there was brown guys.
That
okay.
were high as shit.
It sounds like from the outside looking in, like it's just a bunch of high white dudes. I love fucking drugs, bro.
It's at least half white people. But okay, I mean, like, you know, you never know what people actually are.
The times are changing, you know.
Plus, everybody's tanned as fuck. It's 40 degrees, you know.
And where this is in the Kootenays?
Yeah, in the Kootenays at Salmo.
So for anyone wondering, Jer just got back from a goddamn drug rave, or what do you want to call it?
Dude,
we got a call out in already.
I gotta answer this.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
On the pod.
Hello?
Oh, he's not on the pod. Oh, yeah. Anyways, for anyone who's wondering, he just got back from this giant drug what's it, festival. That's it. That's the actual word. And
that's fine. I understand. It's only 8.
And he's gonna give us the lowdown. I didn't go. It's not really my scene. As you can tell, I just don't own the clothes to fit in with everyone. But yeah, we're sitting here. Crowded room is fucking swamped. I'm gonna be showing you the tit sweat pretty quick here. That. Yeah, what was that? What's more important than the fucking podcast?
Well, I ordered some food and they wanted to call me to confirm something that I already confirmed. It's like if I don't answer, I'm just not gonna get the food, right?
Right.
So, sorry about that, guys. That was unprofessional, but
Yeah,
So were they.
you're gonna eat on camera too. That's
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. It's actually Davey's food.
Okay.
He ordered it through my Skip the Dishes.
I don't think our one viewer gives a fuck.
No,
honestly.
they don't. And shout out to you, whoever you are. Make yourself known. I'd love to know who
in
it
the
is.
fucking weeds.
Yeah.
But tell me, what were people typically dressed up like?
Uh,
You literally look like you were in a bachelorette party in Las Vegas. That you were like King Fuckboy,
and I got lost.
and
you.
but you'd like just transition to a man or something.
Sure.
There you go.
Looks like I'm the one getting married in Vegas.
Yeah.
But no. Okay, so no one was wearing this stuff or this stuff, but there was a lot of like everyone's just shirtless, wearing the least amount of clothes possible. But there's like the random people that are wearing like weird shit. So like it makes you feel okay to wear the weirdest shit possible.
Yeah, well, why not?
So we actually took a day and went to Nelson. And while we were there, we saw all these like pop-up stores, like festival pop-up stores. So we went in and bought like all this random gear. So we had shit to wear every night. And yeah, dude, everyone loved this shirt. It was crazy.
And
Like
they sell that purposely for the fucking event.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're in lineup and Corey like asked this guy a question. He's like, I don't know, but that guy's shirt sure is awesome. Got a lot of that shit. Fucking people are just high on drugs. They probably just fucking love this. Yeah, exactly.
It's moving, man.
Yeah. Plus, there's UV lights everywhere, so everything's glowing and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there like any peace and quiet to go to sleep at night?
Absolutely not. No, dude. The music started at noon every day, and it ended at 8 a.m.
Oh.
And because we're with the vendor, we had to camp right behind the one stage. So
really?
Like, yeah. The one stage, the amphitheater, we were like right behind essentially. So like, when you go to sleep at night, like you need like earplugs, and like when you go to sleep, you can feel the bass, like it rocks you to sleep.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
So you did sleep?
I did sleep a lot more than I would have expected to. Like the only problem was by 8 o'clock, it's so hot, like 8 a.m.
Yeah,
like literally right after the music starts, it gets so hot that you wake up anyways. Your tent becomes a sauna. Like I couldn't stay in my tent longer than maybe 8:30 the one day. Like you just sweat like crazy.
Right. And that's the only quiet.
And then it's quiet from 8 a.m. till noon. And it's like, oh, fuck, dude. And that's the best time to sleep, right? So,
right.
Yeah, not a lot of sleeping for a lot of people, but most people are on drugs, just staying up all night, you know.
And how long was it?
Oh, man. Okay. If you show up early, you can show up early and the music starts Thursday night. And then it ends Monday at like noon.
Okay.
On the last day, it goes all the way till noon the next day. Like, so like, yeah, we got there Monday. People
on Monday were just fucking rough, I bet.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's funny because everyone's so nice and cool, there's like this, what's known as like the Shamblahblah attitude. Everyone's so nice to you, no matter how stupid or weird you are. And then on Monday, when everything's done, like when people are leaving, you just hear that attitude slowly wear off. People just want to get the fuck out of there. And it's like they turn into bitches. They're strung out, hungover, and
regretting their decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got there on a Monday. I had to camp 3 days before. Well, we camped for 8 days straight. But I was there for 3 days before anything even started because I was there with the vendor. So, dude, 8 days of camping. Literally before it started, I was over it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, honestly. Like, fuck me.
It was way too much for me. But
when you're not even like the kind of guy that wants to do drugs and fucking sit by the speaker.
Yeah, I brought alcohol in and I smoked weed. Allegedly, I smoked weed and just microdosed some mushrooms. Like, nothing crazy. Like the people we were hanging out with, whoever it was at the time, they're always on something, like whether it be coke or ketamine. Or...
It's just a giant excuse to get fucked right up, right? Like,
I'd
feel bad about doing these drugs at home, but here it's acceptable.
Well, we were with the vendor, so like we had an area we had to camp in, and it's like a triangle shape. So we were at the small end of the triangle, me, Matt, and Corey. And then everyone else working for the vendor was like in this other area in the triangle, like a bigger area. And they set up this little area and they just sat there doing whippets and like fucking ketamine and coke all day, every day. Every time I saw them, every time I walked by there, they're just fucking.
Right.
Like it was crazy.
I can imagine. I can imagine what fucked up people look like. Yeah.
And they would bring fucked up people back too.
Right,
Like some of the weirdest people, man. You think I'm dressed weird. This one guy was dressed in like rags with this like cane, and he thought he was like king of the homeless, it looked like. You know what I mean? The Rat King. And we're talking about Whippets, and he's like, dude, Whippets are the best. He's like, you got to try them. I'm like, I'm good. He's like,
you're not listening to me.
Yeah. He's like, no, what you do is you take Whippets, you put your earplugs in, and then when like there's music playing, he's like, you go right up to the front and stick your head in the speaker. He's like, I promise you, you'll meet my God if you do that. And I was like, who's your God? And literally, without skipping a beat, his answer was, wah, 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 wah. Like trying to recreate dubstep or something.
You're just like, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm just like shit like that makes it more entertaining. It's like, holy shit, I'm not gonna forget this story.
Right.
This weird dude. But yeah, lots of shit like that. You kind of just have to surrender and just kind of blend in a little bit, you know, like we just acted as weird as possible, and no one fucking thought anything.
Right.
Like
you didn't want to stand out, so you had to
be weird and fit right in. Like, no, I'm fucked up on drugs too, guys.
Trust
I'm
me.
so
Hey,
high.
I can't sniff that. I'm fucking already too fucked up.
The only time I've ever been like drinking and smoking weed all night and been the most sober person, like still relatively sober compared to everybody there, you know, like, yeah, no, it was a wild time, man. There was dude, I saw Excision. That was pretty crazy. Yeah. Now I know why like people like are obsessed about that kind of music and stuff. When you see it live, it's different. Like it's not like the show, it's more just like the music sounds so crazy. Like at one point it sounded like just a cell phone ringing with bass. And like literally it wasn't music. It sounded like a cell phone ringing, but it sounded cool. Like just how clear and crisp the sound was, and like, yeah.
Right.
It's hard to explain.
I've seen Skrillex live before, and that was a show. Like the whole stage was a giant fucking light show. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. There is a light show with the stage, but like to me, it was just the quality of the sound is what made that type of music. Like that's why I don't listen to that music like when I'm not at a show. You know, it's like I don't walk around listening to Excision all the time.
No, unless you got like a giant system in your car or something. Exactly. But even then, it's kind of going out of your way to do that.
So we got Davey and Dan watching right now. I don't know who the third person is.
They're flowing in. It's not a lost cause, but I mean, yeah, today's kind of just a Kickstarter.
You guys didn't know where we went. You didn't know if we were coming back. We didn't tell you guys what was going on.
Nothing. No one even knew if we'd ever come back.
I'm sure some of these guys were losing sleep.
We could have died. Literally, Jer could have died.
And you guys would have never known.
Yeah.
No one could have gone on my YouTube.
No one even texted you to ask.
Oh, I did. I got text. Yeah, no, Tyler. He's like, "Hey, when are you guys doing another podcast?"
Are you dead?
Yeah. But yeah, so I took 2 weeks off. I got back. Alex left for a week, and then we just took one more week off for good measure. And yeah, fucking nice little 4-week vacation during the summer. We should do this every year,
right? It's a pretty seasonal thing. I mean, like I said, in the summer, people don't really want to sit by their computer and fucking watch, but it's good to get the reps in regardless.
Exactly, right? And people watch after the fact, so this is for you.
For all them, yeah. I did a family vacation. We just went around to see her family. Went and saw Oz. Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
He showed us Kelowna, showed us the beach that's like not the public kind of side of the beach.
For anyone that's a long-time listener, you guys all know Oz. He's
right. He was like a first interview, I think.
Yeah, first interview, I think, and probably our biggest episode to date. So, yeah, you went to visit him in Kelowna.
Yeah, he's been living in Kelowna. He works at an aerospace place for the fucking airport there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they work with the military too, I believe.
Yeah, they refurbish military planes and then sell them off to museums, I guess.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, he does the IT for all that. I was
going to say, he's like the tech guy.
Yeah.
He's just in charge of computers and networks
and
shit
iPads
like
and shit.
Yeah, just making sure everything's running smoothly. And he loves it. That's what he's always wanted to do.
But it's nice. He showed us around. He showed us like where you can actually park, where it's fucking free. Because otherwise you got to pay for parking everywhere downtown.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. And they don't let you drive through downtown in the summer. So the parking's just fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet, man. Kelowna's nuts.
It's insane. If there was anywhere that I'd move to, it'd be Kelowna, though.
Really?
It's nice. It's like perfect weather. There's an actual beach with like sand.
I was thinking Kamloops, to be honest. Like
Kamloops is nice, but it's a little greasy.
Why? What's greasy about it?
I mean, there's nice places, but like, trust me, I was born in Kamloops. I lived there like most of my childhood.
Yeah, and it's not like I've stuck around and seen the hood, but I mean, like I've seen like the main areas. And
right,
they're pretty nice.
It's
like,
so nice.
The
nice. Weather's nice for sure, but it's kind of like it's smaller than Prince George even.
It does seem a little
smaller.
Kelowna
seems like a big city.
It has around the same population though,
right?
It? Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I've heard people be like, "Oh, I don't like Kamloops. Why?" Well, because it's on a hill.
The whole thing's
that's
on
a weird
hill.
reason to not like a place. Like a lot of places are on a hill.
Yeah,
but
I don't mind. I mean, it. Like I said, I grew up there. I like it, but it's greasy. Kind of. It's like someone just built a place in the middle of a desert.
The thing I like about Kamloops is like we live in Prince George right now, so like you're moving up. No matter what, if you move to Kamloops, like you can say it's greasy, but what about Prince George? Isn't it more greasy?
There's no pulp mill that just fucking
dude.
makes your town smell like shit.
I'm like, it's not that far away. It's like right in the middle between Prince George, Vancouver.
It'd be an upgrade.
Way better weather. You know, it's definitely an upgrade from here.
It is, but I think if you're gonna move, get to an actual place, which is like Kelowna is like a real city.
But it's like right there, you know, it's not far from Kamloops. At least when you're in Kamloops, you're close to everything around.
Took us an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there.
Fair enough, but that's still fuck all compared to like driving to Vancouver from
here,
like, or driving to Kelowna from here.
I went to the powwow, the Kamloops powwow.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking interesting. It was 40 degrees out, and there was dudes in beads and feather hats and shit.
Oh, you were at the Kamloops powwow? That's crazy. I saw a bunch of shit about that online.
Yeah.
That's cool. You went to that.
Yeah. We went and watched them do. They just kind of like dance in a circle. Basically, someone plays the drum real fucking loud and
scream and dance.
They all have like bells on their clothes, and they're like ching 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 jumping around like
back in like 2009, I went to Calgary one time for Summer Slaughter. And there was this little midget guy there, like a little like goth midget. Like he had like a spiked collar on, and he was like literally 2 feet tall. And he comes up to me. I think it's because I had dreads and I was just chilling there. He comes up. He's like, "Hey, are you in a band?" And I was like, "Yeah, kind of."
not like you're thinking.
I'm not playing tonight, but yeah. And he's like, "Cool." He's like, "I'm in a band. I play guitar." And he shows me on his flip phone.
Yeah.
He's like, "Look," and the guitar is way bigger than him, right? So, anyways, fucking 2 years go by. This guy adds me on Facebook. He didn't know my name. He didn't know me from a hole in the ground. We just had a short conversation, but like, once you meet this guy, like you never forget him, you know. It's like they call him Wee Death. Like he has his own nickname because he goes to every metal show. They know him in the metal scene there. So eventually he adds me one day, and we've never even talked since he's added me. It's just like, "Hey, I remember this guy. Okay, I'll accept." But he does powwow dancing, and he gets all dressed up, and he's only this fucking big. But like the feathers he wears on his head are almost as long as his body. And like, dude,
some of those guys had like a full fucking get up, like then they had the staff with like an eagle head on, it's going dude, it was crazy.
This guy was probably there. If there was a midget powwow dancer, he was probably there. He actually does tours and goes to like powwow competitions and events all through North America because he's a midget, he's almost like more popular to watch.
It was a competition. Apparently there was cash prizes, like thousands of dollars you could win just for dancing around and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, who made the coolest suit?
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Fucking headdress.
So this guy will tour and hit up every single one. So I'd be surprised if he wasn't at that one. You know?
Oh, yeah. It was pretty cool, but we just hung out for like an hour and took off. It was so hot, so packed. You couldn't even really find a seat.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't really want to because once you sat down, it was even hotter. So we kind of stood in the wind off to the side.
At Shamblahblah, it was so hot. Like when you get up in the morning, we go straight to the canopy tent and just lay in the shade under that because there's never a cloud in the sky. And it was like 35 to 40 degrees every fucking day. And we know we're going out in the sun eventually. So it's like, you know, take the shade while you can before it gets really hot. And like, dude, just from being out in that sun though every day, when I came back, it's like it was 35 degrees here. It felt like nothing. It's like,
and the Kootenays are pretty wet too. Like it's almost the same kind of climate. Like it's hotter. It's definitely hotter because it's way farther south, but it's still like forested area.
Absolutely. It's just like a valley kind of. what was interesting is like the condensation at night. Like as soon as it got dark, like real dark around midnight, it would look like there's dust in there, but it was just mist. And like it was so much that like it would condensate on your tent. And I had to close my sleeping bag. I learned this after a few days. Close my sleeping bag and put a towel over it. Because when I went to bed at whatever time in the morning, my bed would be soaked, dude. There was a couple nights I went to bed in a soaked fucking sleeping bag. It was not nice at all, man. And yeah, so like I would look up and like you touch the tent at all, and all the fucking condensation, like all the shit just falls on you, and it's like and rains on you. But like it's just crazy how much it condensates. And then by 8 a.m. it's all fucking evaporated, all fucking gone because of the sun. But yeah, anything we left outside got soaked, and it didn't rain at all.
Right.
It was so weird. Never seen shit quite like that.
Yeah. No, we went in the river in Kamloops, Shuswap Lake and Lake Okanagan. Oh, so it was just a big tour of seeing family and stuff like that.
See the Ogopogo or what?
Yeah. Bottom in the goddamn lake there. No, I went out.
Tried to get you.
You can go out like 100, 200 feet in the lake and still stand up on the shore, like not on the ground kind of thing. It's not that deep, 200 feet out or whatever.
I haven't been to that lake since I was a kid.
It's so nice. It's better than the Shuswap for sure. The Shuswap was fucking hot.
Oh yeah.
And that's where everyone likes to go for a vacation. But it wasn't enjoyable to go swim in the lake. It was fucking hot.
On our way down, we stayed in Chase one night, and Matt's brother took us to a place that was even farther into the Shuswap. And like right in the heart of it, kind of. He's like, see, this is all Shuswap area. We're like, okay. We're driving along this lake the whole time. And we went to a fucking restaurant that was right on the fucking lake. I can't remember what it was called. It was kind of a family restaurant, but it was cool because they had all these screens so that bugs couldn't get you, right?
Right.
But we're sitting like right where we're sitting. Like if you look outside the window, the water is right there. Like you're right on the water.
Built on piers, yeah.
So we stayed late. And, you know, all the families start leaving. Eventually, there's maybe one other table of guys, right, that are like us, just out for beers. And then these motherfuckers lift the screens up as it's getting dark. And
that's how they get you out of there.
That's what I said. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, they want us out of here. Like, so they lift the screens up and let us get fucking absolutely annihilated by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I called the server out. I'm like, so that's what you do when you want us out of here, right? He just smiles. I'm like, you didn't even say no.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Ruin his tip.
Yeah, good times though. A lot of good times. In Vancouver, man, it's crazy how tall people like you and me are in Vancouver. You think like a bigger population, there's going to be more big people. Not when most of that population is Asian. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah.
We're hanging out at this pub with Nate, like not even an Asian area, and like Nate's introducing us to all of his friends. Every single one of them, literally every single one was like, holy man, they make them big up north. You know, like we went in this liquor store. It's run by all black people. And Nate's like, hey, this is my buddy from up north. And he's like, holy fuck, they're making white guys way bigger nowadays. It was just hilarious, man. And like, you know, all my friends are your size and my size, you know, so I don't even think twice about it normally around here until we travel, and then people like make us feel like different, you know. And Nate's getting all mad. He's introducing us, and people are like, wow, you're so big. And Nate'll be like, fuck these guys, like I'm big too.
Look at my arms.
I'm big too. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure people tell you that all the time when we're not around, Nate. Hope you're watching, Nate. Love you.
I haven't seen him in the chat forever, honestly.
No, I think they stopped watching live, if at all.
Yeah. Too busy, too good, big time in us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well. It's okay. One day we'll be big time.
One day, yeah, and then we'll forget them.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we're down to one. We got our trusty Dave is probably still watching at least.
Yeah, he's probably the only one. He's probably eating pizza downstairs. Davey, the pizza's probably here. You should go get it.
Right. The fucking lovely pizza. Apparently, they got a fucking rat problem. We need to watch out for rats in the pizza.
Yeah, let's not say what place.
Yeah,
but apparently there's rats in the damn pizza.
It's more than just pizza. Trust me. Yeah. See, the joke doesn't make sense when you don't tell them.
Nice one. That was a clever one though. Someone might get that.
So the new COVID guidance from the CDC came out today. Have you heard that?
Came out today?
Today.
What happened?
Those exposed to the virus are no longer required to quarantine. Unvaccinated people now have the same guidance as vaccinated people. Students can stay in class after being exposed to the virus, and it's no longer recommended to screen those without symptoms.
Oh my God, that's actually good news. I was
Yeah.
expecting a bunch of fuck around bullshit. I was expecting to hear like, oh, we're going to be harsher on COVID now. But dude, that's awesome.
It says this guidance acknowledges that the pandemic is not over, but also helps us move to a point where COVID-19 is no longer severely disrupting our daily lives.
And so because of that, now maybe they can change the way it works at the airport and stuff now. They probably had to make that change before they could make the changes at the airport properly.
Right. And I mean, the CDC is an American thing, but I mean, if you're going to argue that we're following science, well, that's fucking science there. So we'll see how much Canadian shit changes from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically what they have to do is just accept that this is no longer a pandemic, it's endemic, which means it goes on forever.
Yes, absolutely. Just like, it's like it's another cold or flu now, and I get when it first happened, people were relating it to that, and maybe that wasn't completely accurate, but now it is safe to say it's like on the same level as a cold or flu. No one's dying from it, unless you got real bad problems.
But it's not out of the woods, especially in Canada. Like, they're gonna fucking milk this for all it's worth. God damn it. Yeah. Especially the liberal party, because they like to be this, we care.
Oh, we care. So we're just gonna take away your freedom and be authoritarian because we care about you. We want to make the right decisions for you.
But they want to make change, so much change. It seems like in the past, the Liberal Party wants to stick around. They don't want to rock the boat so much, so they'll be a little closer to center. But now it's like, well, nothing gets done if everyone's close to center. We need to be radically, changing policies, changing stuff. That's what it seems to me, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're going full liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we'll see. I mean, there's no election in sight. There's no hope for anything. There's midterms coming up in America that might sway.
It doesn't do anything for us.
It doesn't do anything for us. But
if the right person got in down there, maybe they get rid of their own COVID things at the border. So then, like, our country could really, like, if that way our country could make the right decisions and change the shit. So there's no hassle going across that border, whether you're flying or driving. Right now, as it stands, we can't fly to the United States. So, like, there's still changes to be made. Like, unvaccinated travelers from Canada are not allowed to fly to the States.
No, you can drive, and then once you're in there, you can fly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Once you're there, you can fly and do whatever you want, right? It's kind of weird how that works. There's places in the world that you can't fly directly to, but you can fly to other places and then fly there. Like Turkey and Croatia are kind of places like that. You can fly there, and then once you're there, then you're allowed to fly to fucking
wherever you wanted before.
These other places. Yeah.
Yeah, that just came out today. So good news, I guess. What's Dave saying here?
You can't vax against a cold. I wish I had more thumbs.
What? But you can against the flu. There's a flu shot.
If give the jabber 4 thumbs down. What are you talking about, Dave?
Dave's been drinking.
Davey, you drinking on empty stomach. You went and bought some buckshots, didn't you?
I think so.
Crazy guy.
Conor McGregor's in the new Roadhouse. You hear that?
Yeah. How is he supposed to actually take fighting seriously when he's doing that? Like, he's gonna come back and get stomped.
No, well, coming back after the fact. You literally, if you're filming, there's so much going on around you, and if you just get a black eye, like, they could put makeup on it, but if you actually get, like, your face fucked up, you're fired. They're not going to hold up production unless you're the fucking like The Rock or somebody that's the absolute star, which he isn't. Jake Gyllenhaal's the star.
Yep.
They're not going to slow down production and take weeks off just for you. That costs millions of dollars.
Absolutely. They have to schedule things like, it's like, Jake Gyllenhaal is here right now. We can't wait for your black eye to
now.
go away.
Yeah. So he's not going to be able to do any training even while filming.
So traditionally, like, when these UFC fighters get big enough that they start getting in movies and stuff, like, traditionally they start losing and that's it. Like, look at Ronda Rousey. even. Like George St. Pierre is probably the only guy that was able to kind of do movies, but he didn't.
But he retired too,
and he retired before he could really lose. And he arguably lost his last fight, not his last fight, the fight. Before he retired there. Yeah,
Cowboy Cerrone and Gina Carano were just in a movie. It was a fucking Daily Wire production.
Daily Wire's been making movies.
Yeah, I forget what the movie's called. Something on the Terror on the Prairie.
Is it an anti-woke movie?
No, it's like a Western.
But is it anti-woke?
Oh, I assume Daily Wire does that. Yeah.
Do you know who owns Daily Wire?
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. And that What Is a Woman movie came out through Daily Wire Plus or whatever. And hey, fun fact, Daily Wire's streaming service actually is doing 1,000,000 times better than CNN Plus.
Right. So annoying how many different streaming services. So it's like you have to pay for everything.
They predicted this when Netflix first came out.
Right.
I remember like in 2010, 9, whenever Netflix came out, I remember them saying like every big place is eventually going to have their own streaming service. And at the time, I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to pay $10 for every fucking thing, you know? But it's like you're paying for individual channels where you can watch things on demand, essentially. Like,
yeah.
Like,
and then you're also supporting that one to make more shit that you like. But still, when you like a lot of shit, I can't afford like $100 versus like the cable bill was what back in the day. I don't even know. I never.
Right now, cable with internet costs about $150 a month.
Right, but you're gonna have internet regardless.
The internet is $90. Yeah. So like it's about $60 a month for cable. At least what I have.
Right.
I have. What's stupid is like all the channels I want are in these packages, right? And it's about the same price to buy them by themselves as it is to get the whole fucking package. So like I spend about $60 a month on cable. And what's good about
fucking antiquated.
The state of cable right now is like they know it's dying.
Yeah.
So when you have a channel, everything that's on that channel is on demand now. Like so like
okay.
Yeah, like any show I want to watch, I just type it in on my cable. It always comes up now and I could just watch it.
You kind of have to, because like who the fuck's just gonna sit there and wait for you to show me what you want me to watch?
Well, before you had to PVR it and then watch it whenever you want. It's like now they're just saving you the hassle. It's like, oh, you didn't have to actually press the button and schedule this recording. You can just watch it. It's like, thank you. We live in 2022.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Most of the time when there's a show I want to watch, before I pirate it, I'll search it on my cable now. And more often than not, I can just watch it. So
I just can't handle the ads.
The goddamn commercials.
Commercials is just. I was listening to the radio today because we were just too lazy to hook up Bluetooth.
Radio commercials are the worst,
and it pissed me off. And not only that, once it got off of the commercials, the fucking radio host was just this chick that's like, "Oh, fucking traffic was pretty silly today. This guy was like trying to merge and like clearly wasn't the time to do so. Why don't you calm down?"
Isn't that so funny?
I get it, whatever. 5 more times in that hour she fucking brought it up, and like it's like she had absolutely nothing better to do or talk about. Every single time they came back from the commercial break, she was like talking about this guy doing fucking I forget what the word, but some sort of lane skipping or something like that.
Fuck. When everyone's merging and they go all the way to the end and then merge.
I couldn't understand, but it's like, lady, you talked about this like for the last hour 5 times. I get it. Do it once, whatever. I'll give you the fucking benefit of the doubt, but that one time.
As far as to go back just a second, the ads, you're saying fuck the ads. When I watch things on demand, what's cool is they replace the commercial breaks with like a 1-minute commercial break. So there'll be 2 kind of like promos for shows, and it goes right back to your show. And you can't skip them. You can fast forward the show, but you can't skip the commercials. And but it's a minute. It's a minute commercial break as opposed to like 5 to 6 minutes sometimes, right?
Yeah, Cassandra has the Disney Plus Discovery Plus, and you have to watch fucking ads.
What?
Yeah, there's still even though she pays for it, I think you have to pay more, and then you don't get.
So yeah, Netflix, they've been like dying lately. Like this year, they've lost like 1 billion subscribers.
Yeah, so like I like we had Netflix too, but I just never watched it. It was all stupid shit.
It's really cheap content.
I watched Squid Games back in the whatever the fuck that was coming out.
So earlier this year, I think 3 months into like around the first quarter or whatever, they're like, oh, we lost 200,000 subscribers. It started making cuts and stuff like that. And then they're like, oh, you know what? I think we should announce that we're going to have ads on our fucking platform. And then they did that. Now they've lost 1 million subscribers and they haven't even added ads yet. They just said they were going to.
That, yeah.
Like, great business decision. Yeah, you're going to make more money, but lose people, right? I have Amazon Prime, and to me, that's like the best streaming service.
Really?
Like, there's more content on Amazon Prime that I enjoy watching.
I have it too. Anyone with an Amazon account,
yep,
a Prime account has that.
And then then it goes towards your deliveries and stuff if you're ordering shit online too. Like, there's a lot of good perks from Amazon Prime, and their content I find is awesome. Like, when I search, I always find something I want to watch, even if it's just a movie I've seen before. Like, they got movies I like on there, like Dredd, movies I can watch over and over again. I love Judge Dredd. A lot of funny old comedies. Right. Anyways, Amazon Prime is the shit, man. I gotta say.
That's right. I always neglect it.
That being said, they have ads, but you can skip them. So every time I go to play something, it'll play an ad and it has a skip button. So I skip it right away. But like, if you don't pay attention, just play your show.
You think it's the show,
and you're like, what the fuck? An ad's playing. Like, but at least you can skip it. You don't have to watch it.
Right,
I appreciate that. I get how they're trying to like, hey, why don't you watch this show? And it's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah. No, I think Disney Plus is going to take over because they own every bit of IP.
Eventually, Disney's going to buy everything. They won't buy Amazon.
I mean, no, already they own like damn near everything. Like any old movie that you liked back in the day is fucking just sitting there.
If it was made by Fox or Warner Bros. Or they pretty much own like all that shit, right? So like Amazon Prime, like aside from some old content, I don't know why they own this old content. Amazon's never been known for like owning like these big movie companies or anything, not that I know of.
No, I can't think of anything. Like they got that boys, the boys.
Yeah, the
Other
boys.
than that, fucking beats me. I don't know what the fuck Amazon owns. But after Disney owns everything, dude. He owned the Marvel,
Star Wars,
yeah.
And that's why I like, I'm a big Marvel guy, but even that's getting shitty these days. I love how Disney's just getting fucked by Florida. They're like, by the way, you have to pay taxes now, and Disneyland isn't its own country anymore, like its own city anymore with its own rules.
I don't think they really care. They're just as big as like Coca-Cola or anything. They make enough money to.
They make so much fucking money, so like they'll act like it's a big deal, and it is a big hit. Still, they have to pay for a lot of shit now that they didn't have to before, and a lot of things have to be up to a certain standard now. Yeah. Like a lot of their infrastructure and shit. They could just do whatever they wanted. They had their own like laws in their own place there before.
I'm pretty sure they own like through a couple distant relatives. They own the UFC. They own ESPN. They own that WME kind of.
Well, the company that bought UFC, are you sure they're owned by Disney?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, especially because they own ESPN, and ESPN pretty much has the contract on UFC right now.
They have a contract to broadcast the UFC.
Yeah,
but owning ESPN is different than owning UFC.
They don't own it, but they can tell them what to do basically right now.
But the UFC also negotiates those terms before they sign that contract.
And they're owned by this WME group of people that is basically like
an entertainment group.
It's a giant group of a ton of rich dudes, but a lot of it is all in the pocket of Disney.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. And what's scary about that is they're a Chinese company. So why the fuck why are they working for Disney?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Disney takes over. I'd like to try Paramount Plus. I'd like to try HBO Max.
Yeah.
But I'm so cheap. Like, it's all fucking free on the internet.
Fuck HBO Max, man. Back when Game of Thrones was still on, it was the most pirated show in Canada, or in the world in Canada. Like, more people pirated it in Canada than anywhere else. And that's because, like, everywhere else in the world, you could go on the HBO, like, on demand or whatever, and just pay for an episode or for the series of Game of Thrones. Yeah. Whereas in Canada, you have to pay for the fucking channel, and then you have to wait for the show to come on and record it.
Oh, okay.
And so you pay for the channel, and like, honestly, there's nothing else on HBO that I need to watch other than Game of Thrones.
I think it's different now that there's HBO Max.
This is also like 5 years ago I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we had HBO, like something like that. And yeah, you literally had to buy the channel. You couldn't just like on demand shit. Like, it was fucking brutal. So that's why Canada, more people pirated Game of Thrones in Canada than any other place, just because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
The Canada fucking system is bad. it's the most expensive what's it called, mobile packages you can get too, is in Canada.
And they got such bullshit excuses for it because
Yeah.
like they say because of the mountains, but it's like, man, Australia has mountains, and those areas, they don't have the same problem with cell phone prices. Our country literally has laws that like make it so these 3 companies like control the whole fucking thing, and new people can't come into the market. So it's like Bell, Rogers, and Telus pretty much can like basically decide what the fucking prices are, which is why they're not much different. Depending on what part of the country you live in, you'll get better service. You'll have more service areas than others, right? Like where we live, Telus has the best service, right? Like you can go out of town and still have service. Whereas like I know people with Rogers, as soon as we get out of town somewhere, like they lose service kind of thing. Whereas like on the other side of the country, it's probably different. But regardless,
it's a lot more dense over there.
Yeah. But regardless, like we get fucked with cell phone and internet shit here.
It's some of the worst in the world for prices and everything.
Yeah. The way things are set up in Canada, it's like we have laws to protect those companies so they can just fuck us as much as they want. Yeah.
Some of the worst debt accrued through COVID and like damage and incurred. Yeah. Canada's getting screwed over. Honestly, it's really bad.
Yep. And now Justin Trudeau is showing interest in like what's happening in Holland with the farmers and stuff. You know, he's saying that it's something we should be doing here. And that scares the shit out of me. You know, like the guy just wants to piss people off, man.
He just wants to suck the Klaus Schwab cock, honestly.
I know. And I don't get it because I've never lived in a time where like the leader is just like everything he fucking says pisses off like a quarter of the country at least. You know what I mean?
It's always been that way.
No, but
it's just you've never been so invested in politics before, I think.
No. Things are worse than they've ever been, man. You got to admit.
I mean, I'm sure George fucking Bush back in 20 years ago was pissing off at least a quarter of the fucking country.
People have always been getting pissed off. I think right now the decisions that are being made are more like
it's also more in your face.
Yeah.
It never used to be that, you know, you're staring at your news feed and you're getting this thrown at you daily, multiple times a day, right?
Yeah.
People used to have lives and right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been following politics pretty heavy for the last like 15 years almost, and every year it just pisses me off more. One of my posts came up today as a memory on Facebook talking about how we need to vote Harper out and get someone else in there. And
I remember that.
Yeah, that was me being like, hey, let's vote for Justin Trudeau and get some change. It's like, oh fuck, I can't believe that ever happened. Like, if it was up to me, if I could go back, I'd be like, let's just keep Harper in. I know he's kind of bad, but it can get way worse.
Right. And I always voted Green, and that's kind of like a throwaway vote, right? But
Greg Galan made a post. You know, Greg, he made a post being like, don't ever vote. Do your research and just know that voting doesn't mean shit, and fucking you can't change a thing, blah, blah, blah. And it came up as a memory for me because I shared his post, a screenshot of it. And I was like, don't be like this person. Do your research and figure out who suits you and vote for them, right? Like, that's what we should be doing. And fuck, 7 years ago, I'm like, we got to get Harper out. Don't act like this. I was like, Harper will be PM forever if we all act like this guy. And I wish they all acted like that guy. I wish no one ever fucked it and we kept Harper.
I wish that people keep their damn opinions to themselves. Honestly, it's so annoying when like you get close to an election season and all of a sudden social media blows up with everyone's got like something to say and they think that they're the smartest and you need to listen to what I have to say. Like, just shut the fuck up. Stop thinking you're smarter than everyone and you have something that people need to hear. If you don't let people vote for themselves, like, if you think this way, just delete. It's conceited. Unfriend me. Yeah.
What's up, Jesse? Just checking in.
Right on.
Yeah, man. A celebrity recently, I can't remember which one. He's like, Alice Cooper. He's like, I think it's so weird that you have these celebrities out there telling people who to vote for and what to think. He's like, they're just trying to tell people how to think. That's not what's right. He's like, that's not rock and roll. Of course, Alice Cooper would say that, but it's true. Like, these celebrities with power and a platform and influence, for them to do that is wrong, right? Like,
Yeah. And I've never seen them do that in support of the conservative or Republican side. It's always against them.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was like Denzel Washington coming on and going, please don't vote for Donald Trump when it was him and Hillary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that probably pushed a lot of people into voting for him because they're like, hey, fuck you. Go fucking smile at the camera, you fucking actor. Like, you have nothing to teach us about politics here.
What do you think about Donald Trump's house getting raided?
Yeah, what do I know about it, right?
Do you know anything about it?
No, I'm sure he owns fucking more than one house. He wasn't even there.
Yeah, well,
Right.
they must have thought that one had the good shit, but apparently he flushed some toilet or some papers down the toilet that he shouldn't have.
Maybe he was out of toilet paper, bro.
Maybe. Just he said his audio is kind of bugging out. Oh, shit, man! Not everything can be as clear as your fucking produced music.
Josh, what's going on, Aldi? Your audio's all man. Oh, that's two for fucking
That's two people saying that. Oh shit! Sorry, it must be the connection. Sorry,
This
guys.
is bullshit. We gotta fix this
Dude,
fucking.
we gotta get better
Yeah.
connection in here or something.
Hey, Josh, nice to hear from you, bro. Thank you
Yeah.
for the feedback.
Let us know if it gets better.
Yeah.
We can't tell. We're just doing nothing.
Right. We'll fix it.
frustrating.
It's a laptop that's going off Wi-Fi, so it's our bad, honestly. But it's never given us such problems
Dude,
before.
it's like, yeah, as it goes on, like as time goes on, it gets worse. So
Yeah, we gotta hardwire it with an Ethernet cable.
thanks for the feedback, you guys. Though
You guys are
said
the
we can't
best.
tell, so we'll
Vote fucking purple.
gonna get some Wi-Fi cord, not Wi-Fi, Ethernet cables
Yeah.
in here. Get this thing plugged in directly to the internet, so we don't have problems.
We're definitely not firing on all cylinders today.
It's the first day back.
Yeah, this is just getting the ball rolling.
And it's so hot in here. You guys have no idea.
Oh, dude, you can probably see it glinting off my
Dude,
forehead. You can't see
I'm
him.
sweating like crazy. I don't
They're
know.
just here to get fucking 3 wishes off you. You look like a goddamn Shazam.
I came to the right
Yeah.
place. You guys want wishes? I can give you wishes.
He's got the shorts, the genie shorts too. It's
Doesn't
pretty
it look
funny.
like I got what you need?
Yeah. Goddamn audio's fucked up. Why? Maybe some rats are chewing on our goddamn shit from the pizza you ordered.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, buddy. Well, yeah, I'm here to make dreams come true. You guys
Yeah.
got wishes, let me know.
You fucking threw your back up. Are you ever gonna get back to kickboxing?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna come out for open mats.
For open nuts. Oh, tomorrow at 7K.
Yeah, I might even show for boxing tomorrow at 6.
Oh, right.
And then and then I'll be back 2-3 times a week again.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've just been hitting the bag in the gym and just loosening up, you know? Like
Right. You
know how
tell people how you hurt your back.
you guys know how I hurt my back? I went to the chiropractor and he cracked me the way he always cracks me, but I haven't been in a long time because my back's been really good for a long time.
Yeah, but what'd you do to deserve this? What's the karma from?
I don't know, man. What did I do? Must have been in a past life.
No, you were doing drugs.
No, I was talking shit on the internet one time probably, and now I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch.
You voted for Trudeau.
I was trolling, and yeah, that's enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was enough. No, I think I just troll too much on the internet, and karma's a bitch. So, you know, like I got back from my vacation, I was like, oh, you know, I've been doing a lot of sitting, you know, like so many days of
Mhm.
driving and stuff, and I was like, my back is a little sore. You know, maybe it's a bit out. I was like, I'll go in for a little tune-up. He cracked me the same way I always get cracked, nothing different, just a little tune-up. And within 2 hours, my whole back seized up, and I was fucked, dude. I could barely walk. I was walking like I had a stick up my ass for like a week.
Right.
And
He took it out a week earlier.
yeah, he took it out too soon. No, yeah, no, I couldn't even stretch. Everything was so tight. It would like pull my back out of place to stretch even.
Okay.
So like, it's just now that I'm, oh, lonesome Lenny. I thought we lost you, buddy.
Right.
You're
Finish your
back.
thought. Finish your thought.
I thought I was fucked, man. I thought I was done. I was like, oh, my life's over. I'm an old man now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I try to do what I can because I can't just stretch. So I try to loosen up. So that's why I go to the gym and hit the bag a bit and like dance around and then I stretch after. And
Right.
that helps so much.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's up, Lenny? It's been a fucking while.
Lenny, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
What's
I
new?
hope Boston is a little less fucking hot than we are, but you're way south, I'm pretty sure.
Hell yeah.
It's
Dude, they got
been
some good-
hot, dude. And it rained. It pissed rain on me today. And then it got to 2 degrees.
Alex just
So,
hot
yeah.
and cold while he's working.
Well, it's a weird hot. It's like a wet hot. It's like a steam room kind of fucking heat around here.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It is weird. But imagine in Vancouver when it's this hot because it's more humid there. Like you think this is a steam room.
Does it get that hot there?
Yeah, Vancouver gets hotter than us when we get hot. Like when we get
Yeah.
plus 32, 33, they're at plus 40.
Yeah. Lenny's saying he's in the heat too.
Hanging out, wearing away in the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Basically, yeah. I went to the river today again, and it was fucking so nice just to sit with my feet in the water.
Normally the heat, like once it's 25 degrees,
Yeah.
kills me. Like 25 kills me.
Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah.
I know it's absolutely nothing, but that's what happens when you live in Prince George your whole life. I go
Right.
down to Shamblahblah, spend 8 days down there in that weather, and then everywhere before and after that on the way back and there, come back just tempered. It's just like
Mhm.
25 degrees is like cold. It's like not that warm anymore. Not as warm as it used to be for me. Like it's plus 35 when I got back, and I was like, this is nothing. Like I just had plus 40 yesterday.
Yeah. But it's the humidity that cuts through you.
In Cache Creek, it was plus 40, and I got out of the truck to walk to the gas station, like a 5-second walk, and it literally feels like you're burning as soon as you're in direct sunlight. Like it's crazy. That shit is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. In Nevada, like you couldn't leave your house without sandals. You would literally scald your feet. Like if you
by touching
the
with bare feet.
sidewalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like want to go to the pool that's like less than 100 feet away, you'll fucking straight up blister your feet if you don't have sandals on.
I saw a video the other day, buddy put a pan out on the fucking road, and then he fucking
Yeah.
cracked an egg in it and cooked an egg. And within
That's like an idiom. People have been saying that forever. I've seen people like no pan just crack a fucking egg on the sidewalk, and they're not gonna eat it, but it just sits there and cooks.
well, that's just it. I've heard it since I was a little kid. But to watch someone actually cook an egg, and within a minute, he had a full scrambled cooked egg. That's how fucking hot it was. And I was
Mhm.
like, holy shit, man. You don't even need a stove when it's that hot.
No.
You could fucking syrup a steak on that cast iron.
Yeah. If only the homeless people had eggs.
39 degrees Celsius yesterday.
Yeah.
I got lightheaded, almost passed out. Holy shit, Lenny. You got to be careful. Yeah, man. That's how I feel sometimes. Like so hot, man. I feel like I'm going to just pass out. Like,
Mhm.
got to get in the shade.
Yeah, that's about 100 Fahrenheit, I'm pretty sure.
Jesus. Yeah, 39, man. Yeah, when we're in plus 40, it was like in and out of the sun. It's like you don't want to stay in the sun when it's plus 40 at all.
Really?
Why would you?
In Kelowna, we went to the beach and everything. It was great. It was like 38 or something. Yeah.
Remember when I got my blisters when I went to Calgary at my
Kamloops or California.
California, sorry.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, blisters like this, like on my shoulders one year. When I
Your
went to
skin was just
California.
not fucking used to it. Yeah.
Not used to it at all. Went down to California, and I went from like what plus 25 here, and it was 44 degrees in California the day I got burnt. And I got blisters on my shoulder. It was so bad. Worst burn of my life. Had to go to Disneyland the next day and go on roller coasters where it just like
And you're
was
still
on my blisters. And I'm like, we're going upside down in the roller coaster. And I'm like, it feels like hot coals being pressed into my shoulders.
Mhm.
Good times. Yeah. Plus 44.
I got this giant blister on my hand.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What's that from?
Giant fucking right on my palm. Bend and rebar yesterday. We're doing 5,000 square foot house.
Yeah. Whenever they need rebar band, Alex is like, just band it here.
Just fucking put it in my bicep here and I'll just flex real
The
good.
rebar bender.
Yeah. No, I had to bend squares. So it's like you have to do fucking four bends into a perfect square. And I had to make 120 of them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lenny says my electricity bill in July from the air conditioning was $640. Holy fuck. Lenny.
Yeah.
Dwayne, Shamblahblah. Shamblahblah.
Yeah, you realize that even in Kamloops are just that it's only 5 hours south of here. Everybody has an indoor, like a central air conditioning system, like Levi used to have.
Absolutely. Yep.
Up here, they kind of discourage you from doing that so that we don't use too much power.
A lot of new houses are getting it though. Like,
There's like an incentive rebate to get like just the system that like I have versus in a central.
oh, yeah.
Where it's like permanently mounted on your lawn.
My dad just got a fucking an air conditioning system like hooked up into his house,
Mhm.
like through his furnace or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
It's so nice.
costs
dude.
like fucking $5,000 or something,
Yeah.
but it's got to be worth it.
And then the problem is up here, you got to like build a little roof or something so that the snow doesn't get on it in the winter.
Yeah.
Right.
So now that Dwayne's in the chat, it actually reminded me of a story. Can I tell one more Shamblahblah story?
Ask
Can
the chat.
Can I get away with one more
Yeah, they
Shamblahblah
don't care.
story, guys?
Go for
Come
it.
on.
Go for it.
So sorry, Dwayne. This one's about you. You know what this is. So we were watching this band called Ski Tour, and like it was one of the first bands that played once
Mhm.
music started going. So naturally it's like that much more fun because it's like brand new. Everything's just getting going. It's like, oh, this is so much fun. Fuck, we're having fun dancing more than I ever have. And then all of a sudden we see these guys and like they got this tray with like a big white line on it, like fucking thick, this long. And like and they're dressed like the Super Troopers, like the movie Super Troopers. They're dressed like that with mustaches and like look like cops. So the one guy's got it, and the other guy's making sure that no one in the crowd like bumps it, right? But they got straws. They're giving out straws to people. They're like, here, go ahead, take a fucking line, take a bit of the line. And so Dwayne and Corey, they're like, oh, hey, let's hit this shit.
Let's do drugs.
So they hit it, and they do like, dude, it was this thick. And like they fucking took a big chunk of that fucking line,
Right.
like, and they thought it was coke.
It's ketamine, yeah.
And then afterwards, they're like, that was ketamine, and like I've never done either. So
it's a big
like
ketamine's a tranquilizer. Coke's
Yeah.
well, it actually it just constricts it's a vasodilator, I believe they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it lets your blood run faster. I couldn't tell you the actual technical term.
So like I guess like people can do more coke than they could do ketamine. So
Right.
they hit it thinking it was coke. I mean,
Well,
the band
coke brings you up, ketamine brings you down. It's a fucking
down
it's a
into a
horse
hole.
tranquilizer. Yeah.
So the band playing was called Ski Tour. So I think they just assumed it was snow. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
fucking. So they hit it, and they found out it was ketamine, and then like they started to get like they're having a really good time for like a minute or two.
Yeah.
And then Corey started falling over a bit. It's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get you guys out of here. Like, let's get out of here. You guys are fucked up, right? So we started
there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, we start ushering them out of this huge crowd. And halfway out, fucking Corey falls over. So I pick her right up.
Go on without me.
I'm like, I got to get you out of here. And she fucking puts her hands up. She's like, woo, crowd surfing. Yeah. Like leans back. She's like waiting for someone else to grab her. And Dwayne is so fucked up. He thinks, hey, yeah, I know we were just on our way out of here because she's fucked up, but let's crowd surf her. So he's like trying to push her onto other people. I'm like, what do you get? I'm kicking him like, get the fuck out of here. Like, dude, we got to go. And
you're literally babysitting
for like 5 minutes. And like, so he's like, oh shit. So he starts going. We're almost out. Like he goes right around the corner. I come out. Security is right there. So I put Corey down, and Dwayne just like points to the shade. He walks out to a point and just falls over like dead. I was like, holy shit. Fucking, we drag him into the shade. Corey's in the shade. Like, and they're like, what happened? Like, they did some drugs and now they're all fucked up. Like my friends are fucked right now. And so they take them away. They put them in this side by side. They're like, we're taking them to medical. And I was like, okay, I'll meet you guys there. Right. So we go to walk, and security's like, oh, no, you got to stay here and answer questions. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong, dude. I got to be with my friends. They're fucked. And he's like, no, you can be with them later. I'm like, no, I got to be with them now. You can ask me questions over there. And they made a big deal about it. Eventually, Matt and I were like, you know what? Fuck this. So we just start walking.
Yeah. What are you going to stop me?
Yeah. What are you going to do? Like, I literally didn't
You're dressed just like me.
I just saved this person, and now you want to fucking treat me like a criminal. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. So we went to medical. Fucking the doctor's like, he's like, you wouldn't believe how often I see this. He's like, 90% of the people who make their way in here did too much ketamine thinking it was coke. This happens every fucking day, all day. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. So they got this place called Sanctuary in the forest, and there's a bunch of air mattresses just laying around. And it's like they have all these buildings around this forested area. So it's like it looks like a big forest in there. There's just beds everywhere. And when people are fucked up, they just throw them on a bed, and it's like till they sober up. And I was like, oh, you're good to go. Okay, you can check out.
Yeah.
And
It's
Corey,
literally the best we can do.
and
We're not calling a helicopter.
they get so weird about some things too. Like Corey and Dwayne went on the same air mattress. They're laying there. And like 10 minutes later, this lady comes. She's like, oh, are you guys both messed up? They're like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. Can one of you just move to the other air mattress? We have a policy, only one person per mattress. It was like, dude, no one gives a fuck right now.
Yeah. Like, I really can't.
Like, yeah, they're
I'm
like,
really hurt right
I'd really
now.
like to not move. She's like, oh, it's just policy. It's like, shut up. But yeah,
Mm.
good times at Shamblahblah.
Yeah, sounds like I
Shamblahblah.
would have enjoyed like maybe 4 hours of that and then gone the fuck home.
Dude, it would have been really sweet if it was one night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have had so much more
And
fun.
gone home to my own bed and been like, oh, it's nice and quiet and comfortable.
I think Matt Barassa said it the best. He's like, it was fun, but every night had diminishing returns. It was like every night it was harder to enjoy ourselves as much because we're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, I want to go now, you know?
That's why you got to do like the heavy drugs and forget about time.
Exactly. Fuck it. I was too busy thinking about time.
Yeah. You're like, hey, I'm still doing this. I should be
Yeah.
fucking investing in my 401k.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's do drugs.
Yeah,
It's Neverland.
it is, man. It's crazy. And there's like fucking 10,000.
It's not two nevers. I do that a lot. It's Neverland.
Yeah.
Where no one grows the fuck up.
No, and that's just it. We were there with one guy who's been 9 times, and Corey, she's been, I think, 3 times, and then me, Dwayne, and Matt were all newbies.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that's been 9 times, he's like, dude, this is the best crew I've ever been here with. He's like, I had so much fun with you guys, and I was like, oh, why was it so good? He's like, oh, normally everybody I'm with is doing so many drugs that everybody's fucking fighting, getting fucked up, forgetting shit. Like I have to babysit everybody. He's like, but I didn't have to babysit anyone this time. If anything, you guys took care of me. It's like, sweet. We're newbies, but we're doing it right, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 days is a fucking.
No, yeah.
It's 3 times too much. Yeah.
Most people go from Friday to like Monday morning.
Right.
And like that's how much that's what you would go for if you were just going to the event normally.
Yeah.
Because I was with the vendor, we had to tow his trailer there, so we had to be there early and stay late.
Yannick, and obviously if you guys watched this before, you met Yannick. He was on briefly.
Mr. Aaron Chino.
How did he do? Did he fucking clean house?
He did pretty well. At the beginning, it was a little slow for him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things to eat there, but everything was so expensive. Like a taco is like, actually, I guess it was 3 tacos, but you pay like fucking $25 for a meal, no matter where you go.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's $9 for a slice of pizza.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And the lineup's like a fucking hour long during the day sometimes. And like, but man, they had good donairs. The donairs were good, but yeah, it's $20 donair. Like, fucking, you know, you expect to spend $20 to $25 every time you eat. So what we did,
Jesus,
on the way there, we stopped at a Costco and bought 3 rib roasts, and then just make sure we had enough ice in the cooler to keep them good. And so every rib roast gave us 4 nice thick ribeyes. So like every night we ate steak. We were there for 8 days. 6 of those days we ate fucking 1.5 inch thick ribeyes for dinner on the barbecue. And we brought like zucchinis and like sweet potatoes. Like we ate real good. Like, and then after those 6 days, because we had to cut the ribs off each rib roast, so we had like fucking 3 racks of ribs. So we like marinated those, and fucking there was more than enough for us. So we had some people over. And then on the last day, we went into town and we got a bunch of little steaks for people. And then we had like a barbecue at our place, and at our campsite.
Yeah.
Had a bunch of people over, and like everybody got steak the one night. It was good. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So we ate pretty good. We actually didn't eat out a lot. I made sure I tried every food truck except the vegan one. But aside from that, we ate pretty good just off the barbecue, bringing our own shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't think I'm sold on wanting to go next year, but
oh yeah, and I can make you less sold. So we had a vendor pass, which allowed us to leave or come and go as we please. Because
otherwise
the vendor needs supplies sometimes, right? So every morning we would go into Salmo, which took like 10-20 minutes. And we'd go to the cafe. We'd have like a nice breakfast. I get eggs Benny every fucking day. And we'd use the bathroom there because they had a nice bathroom there, as opposed to using the outhouses at Shamblahblah, right? Because like it doesn't matter if the outhouse is fucking empty or full. It's like, I don't like outhouses.
In the heat?
Oh, in the heat.
It's fucking
these
insane.
had ventilation, believe it or not. There'd be like a box, and then like there'd be a duct going to each fucking one. They had ventilation. But what it does is it pulls the smell from the bottom and pulls it up to the top. So it really isn't that fucking beneficial. That being said, I refuse to like poop there. And I was like, I'll hold it in. I'll go every morning when I go into town. And then one morning, Matt's like, oh, I don't think we'll go in today. And I was like,
fuck.
So I went to the outhouse and there was massive lineups. And I was like, fuck. Like, I'd never seen lineups at the outhouse before this. I was like, must be a morning thing. Everyone's got a shit in the morning, right? So everyone's lined up, guys and girls. And I'm behind this one chick, and it's finally her turn. And she opens the outhouse. She's like about to go in. She's like, oh, she just fucking, oh, whatever, like goes in anyways. Like, she was disgusted by what she saw, right? And then she comes out. She's like, it's fucking overflowing in there. And then she like looked in a couple of, like, everyone's coming out. They're like, yeah, no, this one's the same. Like, don't try going to a different one. They're all like that. So then it's my turn to go poop. And literally, it's this high out of the toilet.
What?
This fucking high, dude. Toilet paper and shit, dude. All out of the toilet. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And I had to go, though.
So you shit on the fucking shit mountain?
I just sat right on it. No, no, man. I got up, I stood on it, and on the inside of the doors, there's handles because they know people need to hover. So you grab the handle and just hang over it, and fucking, you just savagely do it, man. That's what I had to do one day.
Why not just go into the woods?
There's no, because there's tents in the woods. Everyone's in the woods. Like, there's no real good place to go poop unless you went in the water, maybe. Yeah.
Shit, and there's people downstream just like chilling.
What I learned later is like there's a couple sets of outhouses that are like in town. There's like a downtown area of Shamblahblah, right? Where all the vendors and stages are. There's like areas to hang out, and there's lines of outhouses over there, and they're not near anyone's camp. So like in the mornings, people go to whatever one's closer to them. So we learned that if you just like take a walk into town and use those ones, they're not so bad. You still don't touch the seat. You still hover and do the same fucking thing. That I
would never sit on a fucking outhouse.
Never,
seat.
Dude, man.
Even if it was like fresh kind of shit. But
I went in one right after it was cleaned, and I still wouldn't sit on it. Like, it was emptied and cleaned, and I was like, oh, can I go in this now? They're like, yep. And I still hovered and made a mess. I didn't.
Splattered everywhere.
But yeah, dude, like I only had to poop in those outhouses twice. Every other time we actually went into town. After that one day, Matt's like, oh, okay, maybe we'll go into town again. It's like, yeah, dude, we don't want to fucking use these things. Yeah, dude. So like every morning was just me holding it in until Matt wakes up. Hey, can we go into town now? He's like, yeah, in a little bit. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that for me was the worst part about Shamblahblah. That is what made it like, why do I even want to fucking go here if this is what I have to deal with?
Right.
If I couldn't have left and gone to the bathroom and had to use those every night or every day, like, oh, terrible, man. They need to figure that shit out. Yeah. Literally.
You're just like considering your decisions. Be like, I should be doing adult stuff. But I'm with these kids shitting in the goddamn,
and it's like, and they're all around the same. Everyone else is an adult there too, but they are kids. You're right, man. Like,
yeah, it's Neverland. Nobody wants to grow up. Everyone just wants to do their drugs and pretend that they have no responsibilities.
And that's just it. You go there for that feeling, right? Where it's just like, for 3 days, I get to just be a fuck up and have fun. And, whatever. That's what you want to do. Then sure. It's just like, that's not what I really like. And I found myself at Shamblahblah, and you know what, I was still able to have a good time, but literally the outhouses ruin it for me. Yeah, like you're gonna have to poop if you're there for 3 days,
and the overpriced food and everything, like it's just gouging your soul.
What was sweet is because we're with the vendor, we had these ankle bracelets, so they have showering areas, like buildings for showers and stuff, so like you go in lineup and they, when people get up, they're like $5 for 5 minutes, $10 for 10 minutes kind of thing. And they see my ankle thing and they just let me in. Because,
okay.
Yeah, you get one free shower a day, but they don't keep track. So you can go over and over again and stay as long as you want in there. Everyone else
change
like, hey,
your
hurry
outfit.
up. You only paid for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Fuck you, I'm baiting.
But but it was like you go in, there's all these shower stalls with the curtain. And like you close the curtain, people could still see in on the edges and shit. It's like whatever. Matt was in the one next to me, and like we can see each other. Like it's like only to hear pretty much. It's like, oh hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Like, can I borrow your shampoo? Thank you. Yeah, so like at least we got to shower though. If we couldn't have showered there for 8 days and just had to use the river, oh my god, that would have sucked, man. Because every day you're getting greasy within an hour of being in the sun. You know what I mean? Like you need to have a shower there. And so yesterday you're like, oh, did you meet any girls there? It's like, fuck no, dude.
Right.
And the greasiest fucking drug.
That would be
girls.
the only perk you'd think. It's like, hey, there's gonna be like fucking hot chicks. Like you'd think at a rave or something that you'd go to locally. Yeah.
There was tons of hot chicks. It's just like, I just didn't feel like I wanted to pursue most of them. It was like, oh, you're all sweaty and you probably haven't had a shower. And
right. Well, didn't you go to the Stampede?
I didn't. No, I was going to, but fuck, man, we already had a pretty expensive trip. I'm glad we took that part out of it because we were going to drive to Calgary, go to the Stampede for a few days, and then drive down to Vancouver, stay there for a few days, and then go. And instead, we just went straight to Vancouver and straight to Shamblahblah.
That sucks. The Stampede sounds like a good time almost with the hot chicks and
I would have been there for like the last like 2 days of it kind of thing. Yeah, like I would have just caught the end. It would have been cool, but yeah. I mean, tons of hot chicks at Shamblahblah, tons of naked titties, tons of completely nude women.
Am I naked? Whoa.
Also, a lot of big heifers that are naked. You know, when everyone's getting naked, not everyone's good looking.
Why are they getting naked?
Because of Shamblahblah. I guess back in the day, more people used to get naked. It used to be more of a nude thing, and now I only had to see one dick, so that was good. I was walking through a crowd, and there was you'll find little like dancing areas, like little circles where people are dancing, and I'm walking through one, and this guy's just sitting there, fucking completely naked, shaking his dick around, and I was like, whoa. Let's stay away from him and not joining that mosh pit.
No fun over here.
Yeah. But then you see naked chicks and you're like, oh, don't stare. You can't even look at them anyways.
Why not? They're fucking they're naked for like a purpose. They're like purposely naked. Why not stare at them? We're like, oh, good tit.
Good tit.
Good on your tit. Good job with the tit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why are you staring at my fucking tits? Like, well, you fucking whipped them out.
Larry's like, or Lenny's like, sounds like a great time. I was just about to have a snack.
With the shit mountain.
The shit mountain. Yeah, multiple shit mountains.
That sounds like the worst.
I will say, when everything was done, like we were some of the last people to leave, and it was fucking clean there. Like all the
that's probably part of the contract. Like you can't use the property unless someone sticks around and cleans everything.
No, what I mean is people cleaned up after themselves. Like every camping area was spotless when people left. No one left garbage behind. There was areas to put bags of garbage, and they took care of like all that stuff, right? They had a garbage disposal thing. So in the end, there was giant piles of garbage bags, but in designated areas. Not like all scattered throughout the field. Like I was very impressed. I was like, whoa. Like I've seen afterwards at Pemberton and those things, like those pictures get posted and it's a fucking disaster. This place, it was crazy. They don't even like you bringing glass in because they don't want glass to get smashed up. And because they got cows running around there. Dude, they just let the cows roam free the whole time. And as people came in camping, the cows just got kind of herded into one area. And
good, because they're gonna shit everywhere.
Yeah, dude. And they were just chilling though. Like they just wandered around the whole fucking time. Like no one ever took them out of that area and was like, "You have to be here now." This little herd of cows are just all over.
They're just pissed at the music.
Yeah. Can't fucking sleep. I got kids.
I got fucking grass to chew, motherfucker.
Yeah. Lenny says it sounds like too much energy for him.
Yeah. No,
Honestly.
me too, Lenny. Honestly, that was a bit much.
Dude, it's a young man sport. It made me feel like an old man. Even me and Matt were just like, it's like everything starts Thursday night, and like Thursday morning, he's like, "Is it wrong that I'm over this and want to go home already?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, man, I feel the same way." In fact, like we got there Monday. On Wednesday, just from camping there, not even seeing music or anything yet, just from being there with like tons of people already. On Wednesday, we went into town and got a hotel room and slept because we're having
Wow.
such a hard time sleeping
Yeah.
there. Even without the music, it was so hot, and my bed was wet every night. And like, so we went to town, we rented a hotel room, and I slept for like, we both slept for 3 hours each. And then we went back. We didn't get back to Shamblahblah till like 9 p.m. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're missing everything." I'm like, "It hasn't even fucking started yet."
Looks like the same thing when I
Yeah,
left.
it's still a fucking desert campsite. Like, but yeah, that was only 2 days in. We had to take a break because we're like, well, shit's starting tomorrow. Maybe we should do this today as opposed to tomorrow. And so we did, and I'm so glad we did. That helped us last. We probably just would have got fed up. Two fucking grumpy old men. Just
Yeah, everyone's pissed then. Yeah. I would have been cranky for sure.
But you would have enjoyed the weather a lot.
Yeah, well, that's one thing, but I'd enjoy it by myself on the beach or something, right? Not with all the people around me. That sounds like it. Honestly, like in my head, I can picture like a herd of Kyle G's, like just running around, and people in line don't know who we're talking about. But
for every Kyle G, there's like 3 chicks, and when you go to the river and sit on the beach and go in the water, which we did a lot, that's where the titties come out.
Yeah.
So like that was actually the best place to be. We should have spent more time at the beach, but everyone always wanted to be seeing music, and it's like, oh, we don't want to miss this, don't want to miss that. And I'm like, I literally don't know anyone that's playing except for like 3 acts. So like Friday night, I had the 3 acts that I wanted to see. After that, I was like, fuck, whatever you guys want to see, I'll go see.
Right. The I don't know if he's the owner, but the bartender at the Black Clover said he was down there too.
Mikey.
I think so, yeah.
We saw him on the first fucking day. Yeah. He's like, hey, is that Mikey? I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, that's not him. He just looks like, he's got that look. Lots of people look like that. Goatee and shit. And turns out, fucking, it actually was him.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. We saw him like 6 times before we actually realized it was him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's others too that you might have known, but everyone's dressed up like a goddamn gay genie.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people. Natalie brought her friends up here years ago, Mike and Tawny. I hadn't seen either of them since. And I was at Shamblahblah, the very last set that played Monday morning. I went to sleep at 1 a.m. Sunday night, which is like really early considering music goes till noon the next day. I woke up at fucking like 9:30 or whatever, and then I literally got out of bed and walked my ass to the concert because like Dwayne and Corey and Cote had been there all night. They're like, she texted me, hey, this is where we are when you get up, come here. And I was like, okay. So I went there, and hanging out for a bit. I look over because someone's whistling, and I see this guy whistling really loud, and I'm like, oh, okay, that looks kind of like Mike. And we catch eyes right before I turn away, and I look back. He's just points at me. It's like, oh shit, dude! Like I met you one time in Prince George, and now here you are here. And, like we didn't even have much to say. Like, hey, how's it going? How's Natalie doing? Okay, cool. Well, have a good time. But like, yeah, so many random people, man. Like, and then you meet random people like that you never knew before. Like, just people come up to you and talk to you, and you're like, whoa, don't want to be around this person for much longer.
Right.
This one guy called himself the Renegade, and he was following us around freestyle rapping, and we're like, dude, like shut the like we didn't say it. You got to have the Shamblahblah attitude. They don't appreciate upset there, right? And so we're just being nice. We're like, whatever, right? And Corey's with us. We're all good. And finally, after like half an hour or whatever, he finally stops, and like we get far enough ahead of him because he keeps stopping for things. We keep going. And then it's like, hey, see you later. And then Corey's like, oh, hey, one more thing. And just like brings him back. And he follows us for another like fucking 20 minutes. And it's like, he wouldn't stop rapping either. Like, yeah. Lenny says, how's Grandpa Dave? Fuck, man. He's, he's doing his own thing. He's getting old and his mind is going. And he, I don't know. He's acting weird. Let's put it that way. He's missing some appointments. He's kind of favoring this friend of his that he has, who is
The chick?
this chick, and she, like, while she does like drive him around to do things for him, like he's treating her like family, and then kind of neglecting his own family now. And my family is kind of getting sick of it, to be honest. And I'm the only one that's like, motherfucker's got dementia.
Yeah.
Like, you can't like hold him to all
He's
his
90. Like,
he doesn't know what he's doing sometimes, you know? And my family just seems to be a little cutthroat with him these days. Granted, they're the ones dealing with him more than I am, but you know, it's like, so, you know, we had family dinner and I'm like, where's grandpa? They're like, oh, we didn't invite him. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? You gotta invite grandpa, dude. Otherwise, yeah, that chick
why
is
are we
gonna be
doing
his
this?
family.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. But you know, he's worried about getting some money out of what we got from my mom after she passed. So he's like, oh, did she leave anything for me? And we're like, no, that's not normally how wealth is passed on. Normally they don't pass it on to their parents.
My dad.
It usually goes down, right? And so, like, I think he said something about like talking to a lawyer. He was asking my brother Alex for all this information so he could dig into it. And the thing is, like, we think it's that chick like telling him to do it. She wants something, right? So and when I say we, I mean the rest of my family that's dealing with this more. So they're kind of pissed off, you know. They're like, what the fuck's your problem? And meanwhile, I'm like, come on, he's got dementia. He doesn't fucking know any better, you know. He's just, anyways.
That's shitty.
It's not like we got like tons of money and, you know, like, you know, life-changing money by any means, you know. It's like not like I'm fucking rich now by any means. So I don't know what the fuck he wants, you know, like, or what he needs. You know, he's got everything he needs. But anyways, that's how Grandpa Dave's doing, Lenny.
Right.
I'd love to have him on the podcast again, but the thing is, like, he's just gonna tell all his stories he told last time because
he doesn't remember telling them.
Those are his go-to stories, right? So he's gonna come back and just tell all his best stories again, and you know, it'll be a whole podcast of, hey, you told this one, try another one, and we'll get all his shitty stories.
Should we have an Ask Davey segment before we sign out?
Davey, you watching? You want to do an Ask Davey?
Speaking about your generational wealth, how's your crypto wallet doing these days?
You know, surprisingly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be at this point. Crypto went down like months ago now. Like, and to be honest, my portfolio hasn't changed since then. It went down to like 35. My portfolio went down to around 3,500. And it's at 3,600. So it's 100 more than it was months ago.
We're winning, bro.
We're winning. And what's important is some of the more important cryptos that I'm not necessarily invested in are starting to do better again, which brings the whole market up. So like, there's a couple things I got where I'm like, you know what, this might just be a throwaway, you know, but you don't want to pull it out because like then you'll miss your fucking chance when shit does pop off, right? So like everything I put in, I don't mind losing. I haven't put that much in.
You're going to lose 50% if you do pull it out anyways. So,
I'm at a huge loss if I pull it out. So like literally it's money that I could do without. Like for the amount that I've actually invested, I actually made a lot of gains off crypto. So I didn't actually have to put a lot of money in the first place. Like I can say that I've only put like maybe 1,000 or 2 into crypto over the last couple of years and like made lots of money off that. So like,
what about your miner? Is your miner worth anything now, or is it making more than it's spending in energy bills?
No, it only spends about $2 in electricity a month. It's not like a typical crypto miner. It's like it works a little differently than other miners because of the crypto it mines.
Okay.
So it only uses $2 in electricity.
In energy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So $2 a month isn't hard to maintain, and it's making about, honestly, like at this moment in time, probably like $10 a month, like not much.
Yeah. That's still a profit.
Still better than nothing. I have 4 of them. Only 2 of them are hooked up. I still have to hook the other ones up. And then the problem is crypto went down and this crypto went down as well. So I'm not getting paid as much as I should be.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, at a third of what it should be at least. You know, it's maybe even worse than that. So like,
right.
Off one of them, I should be able to make like fucking $30 a month or something like that. So
right,
like,
but at the price that you paid for it, you're still fucking down for a year or more. Like fucking
paid $600 for it.
Yeah. And at $10 a month, we're talking.
No, but it was making more before, and it's actually not $10 a month. It's more than that.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably paid itself off already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it almost paid itself off in the first couple months. Like it got up to 400.
Right.
But then things started crashing. And then so my that 400 I had stayed at 400. I kept getting more, but it stayed being worth 400 this whole time.
Where
and now
it could have climbed.
The price stopped moving finally. So now my amount is climbing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm still only at like maybe $600 now. I haven't checked. It's one of those things, set it and forget it. I don't even think about it. Like,
yeah.
You know,
it seems like everyone's forgotten about the crypto market lately.
Yeah, no, I try to stay somewhat involved and not get out of it completely. But the way things are now, there's nothing I can do. It's just like leave it until something happens. It's like poking it with like do something.
Yeah.
You know, like any movement is good movement. You know, one of my cryptos went down a lot, down to 1 cent. And so I put an extra bit of money on it because it can go, it's been at 20 cents before. So I was like, oh shit. You know, it was at half a cent. So I bought some. Okay. And then it went up to a full cent and I made money. I actually sold it and then it went back down to half a cent and I made some money. So there's still money to be made. You could still be a day trader. You could still do all those things with crypto. But if you're holding on to it, expecting wealth, then that's where like we're in a dip right now.
You're expecting it in 10 years, not today or next month. Yeah.
The thing is, most of the guys that are hodling like that, they're into Bitcoin and the bigger ones. Whereas like I'm hodling with some of these altcoins that might never bounce back. So like, you know, there was times when they're very profitable going up and down and I, you know, monitor it enough. I made a good amount of money on them. And it's like the money I've lost in crypto is all money that I've gained in crypto. I haven't really lost any of my base money that I've put in. Like I maybe put $2,000 in and my portfolio is still 3,500. Like, so
at least it's not going down.
At least I haven't lost any actual money. It's just I've only lost money I've gained.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. And as long as I hold on to it. Last time I forgot about my crypto. What happened was I sold it. I sold my Bitcoin. I had $2,500 worth of Bitcoin. I sold it and went to Europe.
Yeah.
And then I forgot, because I sold it all and wasn't invested in it, I just like stopped caring about it for like a year. And then a year later, crypto starts blowing up again. And I look at my portfolio and it still said I had that Bitcoin, even though I didn't. But it keeps track of like all my assets. So it was telling me I still had that Bitcoin and it was worth fucking $25,000, the amount I had. And I was like, fuck, I sold it a year ago because I needed money for a year. I've got 2,500. I could have got 10X on that. I mean, I already turned $250 into 2,500. I already got a 10X. So, I mean, I can't be mad about that, but man, I sure was kicking myself a year later when I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lonesome Lenny, hold the line and wait. Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's kind of like a set it and forget it right now.
Yeah.
I just don't even think about it. Time passes quicker that way when you're not fucking worried about it. And so that's the crypto for me right now. We can't seem to get Davey's attention, hey?
Yeah, he must be baiting in the fucking shower.
Davey, are you baiting? He's probably eating.
He's eating. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to do Ask Davey or not?
Hey, Dave.
You should open that door and yell down there.
Oh, is he not in his room?
Hey, Dave's not here, man.
Hey, Dave. He might have left. We'll save Dave for next week then.
All right.
He asked us to put him on earlier, so we thought, oh, that's nice and cold on there.
Oh,
we thought we'd fucking include him, and we fell on our face. It's fine.
It's all good.
Sometimes you fail. I think we hit our peak concurrent views for the podcast when we were about to sign out.
Yeah, I don't think it's healthy to stay in this sauna any longer, to be honest.
I think it's actually done me well.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I got a good sweat, but I think diminishing returns over time.
There we go. But anyways, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to play us out with a song?
Sure, why not?
This is our first time back after a nice little summer vacation, so you can expect us back next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We will be regular again, just like your bowel movements.
Yeah, and this is just a recap, so hopefully we got a nice guest next time.
Yeah, I think we're going to start having Carm on more often. I talked to him about it. I said even if just once a month, he's totally down.
Yeah.
Once a month, go over all the new conspiracy shit, right?
Yeah.
I got to say it like that because half of it's fucking true at least.
He's he goes crazy on conspiracies, man.
Yeah, he's, very well educated on those subjects, you could say, right? Yeah, Carm's a fucking beast with that stuff. I love having him on the show.
Yeah.
Those are always good shows.
Yeah, but one way or another, we'll figure it out for next week. But tune in to the same great platform at the same great time. I'm Alex, and he is Jer.
See you later, Lenny.
This has been the Crowded Room
and
podcast.
whoever else is watching, you guys have a great night.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.
Sorry for the waiting, sleeping in that motherfucking bed. Ever since you made it, tell me that you hate it. Tell me you can't tell me you forsaken. Got it bound to Satan. Tell me you ain't thinking. Tell me that you made it all the way to hell. Circle of creation. I ain't patient, but you learn this shit like special education, special medication that you take it. Hating you can save it, picking you to Satan. Be a strangulation, permanent vacation full of laceration. Sorry for the waiting, sleeping in that motherfucking bed. Ever since you made it, tell me that you hate it. Tell me you can't take it. Watch me in this life twice, overkill from knife slice. Take me to the dark side, fucking burning paradise. Throw me in the flames and I come alive. Demons in the afterlife won't wake me from a poltergeist. We die tonight. Tell me you forsaken, got it bound to Satan. Tell me you ain't thinking. Tell me that you made it all the way to hell. Circle of creation, I ain't patient, but you learn this shit like special education, special medication that you take it. Maybe you can save it, taking you to Satan. Be a strangulation, permanent vacation full of laceration. Sorry for the waiting, sleeping in that motherfucking bed. Ever since you made it, tell me that you hate it. Tell me you can't take it. Switchblade.